Y'all are in for a treat with Miss Kelly Kamm. Enjoy her beautiful teaching and storytelling. We're really lucky to have her on the Mindfulish School faculty. She teaches yin and mythology in our 300 hour, which is coming up in 2025. So anyway, enjoy. Let us know what you think.
And hello, I'm Kelly Kamm. Thanks for practicing with me. Today, this class is called Sun Face Buddha, Moon Face Buddha. And so we'll start simple seat, any seat that feels good and supportive enough for you. If you want to close your eyes, you can. And if you don't want to close your eyes, just kind of soften them. Maybe like pulling the shades down halfway. Just start to soften what's coming in. And breathe your way into your body. Let the breath bring you right inside your own body today. You know, maybe this is the first time all day that you've even noticed your breath, right? That you stop to pause and feel your body on the planet. And let's touch into the heart. How is your heart today? Just notice. Again, maybe it's the first time in a while that you've asked that question. How are you, dear heart? If it helps, like I am, sort of instinctually to put a hand over it, that could feel nice. How are you, dear body? How are you, dear heart? And if the answer is great, wonderful, and if the answer is more complicated than that, can we also welcome that? However it's showing up today, our life, can we welcome it without pushing any part of it away? So in the Buddhist scriptures, there's this mention of a sun-faced Buddha and a moon-faced Buddha, right? And so if you were to ask your heart, what Buddha are you today? Am I the sun face? Am I the moon face? Or maybe I'm both, a little bit of both, right? What kind of Buddha would you be today? I love Joan Halifax. She says that when she feels too moon-faced Buddha, she'll go to the internet and watch a lot of funny puppy videos to sun-faced Buddha herself, right? But if you are feeling moon-faced Buddha, can you stay with that? What if we just stayed with our moon-facedness? What if we just stayed with our sun-facedness? Whatever it is today, to just let it be what it is. And we're going to begin with a mudra today. And so I'm going to show you two mudras. One that's a little complicated but fun to try, and then one that's a little more simple, and you can choose which one works best for you. So I'm going to show you the more challenging one first. This one's called Mandala Mudra. Both palms are going to face up, and I'm going to slide my fingers together. So interlacing the fingers with the fingers on the side of the palms, not on the other side, but inside. And then I'm going to take my pointers and wrap them over the middle finger. So they kind of tuck the middle finger down. And then my thumbs are going to touch the tip of each opposite pinky. And then the last bit here is that these fourth fingers, the ring fingers, I'm going to kind of unhook them and bring the back of them to touch. Looks like this, right? So really, it's kind of cool. It looks like a mountain, maybe in the middle of a sea, or 4 islands surrounding some mountain. So Mandala Mudra. And I'm going to show you another one, just in case your fingers are like not okay with this one, which is very normal, trust me. You like any yoga in your hands, these mudras, it takes practice, right? And so the other mudra you could take is a lotus. You're going to bring the heels of the hands together, thumb sides touching, pinky sides touching, and the 3 fingers in the center each open. So it's like a flower at your heart. So you've either got this lotus mudra or you got your mandala mudra. I'll show you one more time. Fingers interlace, pointers press over your middle finger, thumbs touch pinky pads, and then 4th fingers, backs of them together, pointing upward, mandala mudra. So either mudra, whichever you've got, bring it in towards your heart. And just take a moment to sit with it. So the lotus, right? The lotus, we all kind of know this idea of the lotus that blooms. It has to rise up through the mud to bloom. And the great Buddhist teacher Thich Nhat Hanh talked about a blue lotus that only blooms in a sea of fire. blue lotus that only blooms in a sea of fire. So I feel like that's kind of what this mudra looks like. Here's your blue lotus, and around it, the sea of fire. And so perhaps sitting in the middle of our own sea of fire, our own moon-faced Buddha-ness, right? If we have the willingness to do that, to sit in the sea of fire of our own transformation, then maybe we too can bloom like that magical blue lotus. So we'll take another couple of breaths here with this mudra. And then our practice is going to begin on the ground today. So as you release your lotus or your mandala mudra, you can roll yourself right down onto your back. And we're going to gather the right knee in towards the chest. Left leg is stretched out nice and long. I'm going to give my right knee a little squeeze in, a little rock side to side maybe, just kind of giving that right hip some lovely compression. Your bones, they love compression so much. Try to press the bones together here. The bone of your thigh against the bones of your ribs. And then we're going to twist. So we're going to take this bent right knee and with the left hand drag it over to the left side. And you can vary this twist, you know, if you want to bend both knees or if you want to put some support, a pillow or a block under your right knee, you can. Any shape you want to make with your arms, hands that feels good to you. I like to rest my opposite hand, so my left hand resting on my right thigh, like a nice heavy paperweight, just giving it a little more earthiness. And then I'm inviting my right arm to just flow out from the shoulder and sink towards the ground. Take a look around your body, a little stroll around your inner landscape with your mind's eye and attention. Just look for anywhere that might be gripping that doesn't need to be. Are there any parts of your musculature that are just in a sort of perpetual on position that you might turn off right now? So one thing I've learned that's really helpful is that emotions are good information. It's good data, right? And when we try to turn away from our moon-facedness, right? If there's something hard that we're feeling and we don't want to feel it, we push it away or we pretend it's not there, we're missing out on a lot of good data, a lot of good information. And sometimes it's the hardest stuff that is actually pointing to what's the most meaningful to us. So let's take another breath here. Great big inhale. Fill the whole inside of your body with breath. Saturate yourself. And as you exhale, let the breath just fall out of you. And we're going to roll onto the back and take it ankle to knee, like a number 4 here. So the right ankle is going to hook over the left knee, just above the knee on the thigh. And lots of ways you can be here. If you feel sensation and it's enough, you might stay right here. If you want a little more sensation, you can scoop your hands around the back of your left thigh and bring the knees in closer to your chest. And I'm just going to show you one more variation if you want to take it, is you could rock yourself up and bend both knees into a square. So I've got the left shin underneath the right, shin over shin, foot over knee, knee over ankle here. And then I'm going to fold forward. So you've got 3 options, right? And you can take any of those. You want it to fit you well. No need to force yourself into a shape that doesn't fit. Try to keep it organic. There's a great podcast called Dave Smith Dharma, and he said in one of his podcasts, he said, the finger of sadness points to everything that's meaningful to you. And that really hit me. The finger of sadness points to everything that's meaningful to you. So if we don't feel it, if we push it away, we're missing out so much. We've got just a little more time here. Can you really lean into what you're feeling? Soften any resistance you find as you travel around your body. You can travel around the surface of your body. Notice what you find. And go into the deeper layers. What do you feel? Or sometimes what I have to ask myself is there anything that I'm unwilling to feel right now? And then we'll walk it back in. Start to climb on back. Walk your hands in if you were in the variation I was in. If you were on your back in the ankle to knee, you can let it go. Bring your feet to the ground. And we'll kind of come right back to where we started, lying down. If you want to windshield wiper your legs, that could feel nice. Maybe you just want to take a mini Shavasana because that was a lot, right? That was a lot of sensation. Let your body drink it in. And then we'll take the other side. So this time it's the left knee that's going to come in towards your chest. I'm going to hold on to it and give it a little squish, a little snuggle down. And then twisting, the right hand carries the left knee over across the body. And you come into your own very personal variation on your shape here. If you want to gather props under the knee or anywhere, go for it. And then once you arrive, right? Sometimes in a yin class, it takes a bit to arrive. You have to kind of snuggle or rock until you find a place, that kind of Goldilocks place where you can really settle. Feel the parts of you that touch the ground and let them sink into it, melt into the ground at all points of contact. And feel how the ground meets you. You notice that beautiful feeling of comfort, of security, as you and the ground kind of hold each other. In the midst of everything, in the midst of the sea of fire, we can still soften. And we're coming back onto the back of the body, bending the left knee towards the chest here. Right knee comes in, and either ankle to knee, right foot on the ground. Ankle to knee, scoop behind your right thigh. Or if you're going for it with me, we're gonna come up and take square pose, stacking the shins. And you know, if you're well trained in a hatha or vinyasa practice, you might be tempted to kind of flex your feet and squeeze muscle to bone, but we're not doing it that way here. Taking it yin style, so easy joints. Let your ankles be nice and loose. Every joint in your body, let it sort of unhinge and open up. And then if there's some room, you can pour your way forward over your legs. Here would be a nice place for a prop too, if you want to put something in front of you to lean on. And then can you let your petals unfold as if you're a lotus flower? Right? Let your petals start to open. Let your petals be really velvety and soft as you open further and further. Just notice if your mind gets lost in a story. No big deal. You could notice, does the story in my mind create any tension in my body? And you don't have to push the story away, but you just find your breath, kind of like finding a friend in a crowd. Like, oh, there you are, right? And you find your breath, and you remember that you're here, and you feel your body on the planet. So as we come out of this one, we'll come to a table position, nice and slow. Hands behind, feet in front. There's never a wrong time for windshield wipers, truly. So if you want to do a little wipe just to wash that one off, take a few moments or just sit quietly until that pose becomes a memory, the echo fades. And then a table, feet under knees, hands behind you. I'm pointing my fingers towards my hips. And then I'm going to come up and rock a little bit forward towards the toes and back. And actually, I'm going to even scoot back on my mat because eventually I want to rock right over into a kneeling position. And that might not happen, right? So we'll see. We'll just play with this. No pressure. Just play. No big deal, right? In a really light-hearted way. Sometimes I forget that, right? And make my yoga practice too serious. And I have to remind myself, lighten up, be light-hearted with the breath, be light-hearted with my body. So I'm going to see if I can maybe shift so far forward that I come into a toe stand here. And if it didn't work like that, any way you get here is good. And I'm just going to turn to face you. But you can stay where you are. And so sitting on the heels, toes curled under, I'm going to take that mudra again. So if you wanted to do the simple lotus, you could bring that lotus Padma mudra into your heart. If you want to join me in mandala mudra, fingers thread, pointers over middle finger, thumbs touch pinky pads, and then fourth fingers unhook back to back. They point to the sky. I'm going to bring that right in towards my body. And sit with it for a moment and sit with this feeling in my feet and my toes and my ankles and my knees. Sitting in the fire of my own sea of transformation. Can I stay with it? Notice outer body. Is there anywhere in your outer body that's tightening? How's your face? Right. Can we soften the outer body and then breathe even more aliveness into the inner body? Knowing that this doesn't last forever, right? Nothing lasts forever. Nothing at all. It's all temporary. So we can put up with a little discomfort knowing it's temporary. Maybe even make friends with it. I'll tell you, that to me is the greatest benefit of this yin practice. Right? Learning how to stay, learning how to live in the same house with awkwardness or discomfort, and just, you know, letting life in its fullness happen. So we're going to release both the hands and the feet now. So undoing your mudra, uncurling the toes. I'm going to just go this way so you can see what I'm doing now. I'm coming down onto the tops of the feet, toenails on the ground, and maybe this is enough and you feel a lot right here stretching the ankles, but if you want more sensation, hands walk back and you might even lift your knees. And then why not, lighthearted, just for fun, you might even lift your knees and bring your hands to your knees. And take a little balance on your ankles here. Try to puff your soft heart up between your upper arms. And then releasing that one, we'll take our last shape here in this little mini practice. Either a tadpole, or your tadpole might grow into a frog. So tadpole we'll start with. Knees nice and wide, feet together, like a child's pose, but with really wide knees. And you can let your elbows come to the floor perhaps and hang your head. You can always put your elbows on blocks or your chest on a bolster. And only if it feels appropriate, perhaps you start to move the feet away from each other. Maybe even scoot the knees open a little bit more. Let your chest empty towards the ground. Anywhere you want to put your arms is great. I'm going to kind of one potato, two potato my hands to rest the forehead for a moment. And what we're going for here, you want sensation, not too much, not too little, right? That perfect spot where you can live, where it can be uncomfortable, but not so uncomfortable that it makes your whole body clench or makes you want to run away. Just enough discomfort to practice leaning into it. Is there anywhere in my body that's willing to soften just a little bit more? Maybe it's just my toes, maybe it's my lips, my eyelashes, anywhere at all. Shoulders, belly, mouth. Can we take 3 more breaths here? Long inhale, slow exhale, breathing all the way into the belly, but quietly. Feeling how your soft skin stretches as you breathe, the whole body responding to the breath. And in no rush, as you finish those 3 breaths, and you can start to gather your bones back. I'm going to bring my palms to the ground so that I can start to bring the knees in and, savoring That after pose. Woo-wee. How lucky are we to feel so much, right? Rather feel all of this than feel nothing at all. Wow, that's a wasp. And resting, giving your body time, space to feel. Let your skin soften. Let everything sink towards the back of your body and into the earth, as if your whole body's a river here. Imagine your body's a river, and the front of it is the surface of the river that sparkles in the sun, that's got little ripples and waves. And imagine the deepest part of your riverbed is the inner lining of your back waist. And as you breathe, feel the inhale sparkle on the front of you, and let the exhale empty down through that inner lining of your back waist into the earth. With each breath, you're deepening this feeling of emptying down into the earth. Each breath may be stretching out the exhale a little bit slower. And then giving up all of that. No need to manage the breath, no need to do anything, but just let your body rest on the earth. If you'd like a longer rest, please stay. If you'd like to join me in coming up, start to wiggle, stretch, blink, rock, whatever feels good in your bones to make your way back up to sit. Back up to sit in the sea of fire coming up. We are blue lotuses now. Blue lotuses blooming in the middle of the sea of fire. As you come up to sit, bring your palms together. It's your heart and Anjali Mudra. Take that in close to your chest. And just notice, am I more sun-faced Buddha now, or am I moon-faced Buddha? And welcome it, whatever the answer is. Welcoming it, staying with it. And we'll close with one Om. Om. Bow your head towards your heart and your heart towards the earth. Thank you.
Join me in the Mindfulish School for 200-hour yoga teacher training. It's a hybrid format, so 1 month of it is online to get the basics and the foundations, and then we meet in Bali for 2 weeks to really embody the practice and to learn to speak it and to breathe and move other bodies. So if you're interested, click the link in the bio. Would love to explore with you.